What's up, everyone? And welcome back to Famecast Daily. Today we're diving into a story that has Taylor Swift trying to stay out of Hollywood drama, but somehow getting pulled right into the middle of it anyway. We're talking about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal war, and how Taylor Swift just got caught in the crossfire. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button because this story has more twists than a Taylor Swift album. So here's what happened, and trust me, this story changed dramatically within just a few hours today. Early reports came out saying that Taylor Swift was set to give a deposition in the explosive legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Everyone was losing their minds thinking Swift was about to spill some serious Hollywood tea. But then, plot twist, Taylor Swift's legal team came out and basically said, "Hold up, that's not exactly what we agreed to." Turns out, the story was way more complicated than the headlines made it seem. Let's back up and talk about what this legal battle is actually about, because it's pretty serious stuff. Blake Lively has filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, who directed and starred alongside her in It Ends With Us. Now, this isn't just some simple contract dispute or creative differences. Lively is claiming that Baldoni sexually harassed her during production and then launched a coordinated smear campaign against her when she tried to speak up about it. These are heavy allegations that go way beyond typical Hollywood drama. We're talking about workplace harassment, abuse of power, and alleged retaliation. This isn't gossip, this is serious legal territory. So how did Taylor Swift get dragged into all of this? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift have been close friends for years. They're part of that famous Taylor Swift squad. They've been spotted together countless times, and they genuinely seem to have a solid friendship. The lawyers in this case apparently think that Taylor Swift might have relevant information about what Blake went through during the It Ends With Us production. Maybe Blake confided in Taylor about what was happening on set, or maybe Taylor witnessed something herself. Either way, someone thought Swift's testimony could be valuable. Now here's where the story gets really interesting. Early reports today said that Taylor Swift had agreed to give a deposition, and they even had dates worked out for October that would fit around her album promotion schedule. Everyone was like, wow, Taylor's really gonna bat for her friend Blake. But then, just hours later, Taylor Swift's attorneys came out with a major clarification. They basically said, whoa, slow down. We didn't agree to give a deposition. We only provided our availability in case she gets forced to testify. That's a huge difference. What this really means is that Taylor Swift's team is trying to stay as far away from this legal mess as possible. They're not volunteering to get involved. They're just saying, look, if a judge orders Taylor to testify, here are the days she could potentially do it. It's like the difference between volunteering for extra homework and just telling your teacher when you'd be available if they forced you to do it. This is actually a pretty smart legal move by Swift's team. They're showing they're not trying to obstruct justice or hide anything, but they're also making it clear they don't want any part of this drama unless they absolutely have to be involved. You can imagine how Taylor Swift feels about this whole situation. She's got her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, coming out in October. She's planning her engagement celebration with Travis Kelce, and suddenly she's getting pulled into a sexual harassment lawsuit. That's not exactly how you want to spend your album rollout period. Plus, this puts Swift in a really difficult position. On one hand, Blake Lively is her friend, and if Blake really did experience harassment, Taylor probably wants to support her. On the other hand, getting involved in high-profile legal battles can be messy and distracting, especially when you're one of the biggest stars in the world. The timing of all this is particularly interesting, because Taylor Swift has been trying to keep a lower profile when it comes to controversy lately. After years of very public feuds and legal battles, she seemed more focused on her music, her relationship with Travis, and just enjoying her success. Getting dragged into someone else's legal drama is probably the last thing she wants right now. But here's the thing about being Taylor Swift. When you're that famous and that connected to other celebrities, it's almost impossible to completely avoid getting pulled into other people's business. Your friendships become public knowledge, your conversations might become legally relevant, and suddenly you're part of stories you never wanted to be part of. From Blake Lively's perspective, having Taylor Swift potentially testify could be huge for her case. Taylor Swift is one of the most credible and respected figures in entertainment right now. If she were to back up Blake's claims about what happened, that would carry serious weight with a jury. But Blake also probably understands that asking your friend to get involved in a messy legal battle is a big ask. These kinds of situations can strain even the strongest friendships, especially when there's so much public attention involved. Justin Baldoni's side of this story is obviously very different. He's denied the allegations and is fighting back hard against Lively's claims. From his perspective, having Taylor Swift potentially testify probably feels like the deck is being stacked against him. When someone as influential as Swift gets involved, it can really shift public perception. The whole thing shows just how complicated these Hollywood legal battles can get. What started as a dispute between two actors has now potentially pulled in one of the biggest stars in the world. What's really interesting is how quickly the story changed today. Within just a few hours, we went from Taylor Swift agrees to give deposition to Taylor Swift's team says she didn't actually agree to anything. It shows how careful we have to be with these initial reports, especially when they involve ongoing legal cases. Swift's legal team is clearly being very strategic about this. They're not slamming the door completely, but they're also not opening it wide. They're basically saying we'll cooperate if we legally have to, but we're not volunteering for this drama. This whole situation also highlights the challenges of celebrity friendships. When you're friends with other famous people, their problems can easily become your problems. Your private conversations might end up being legally relevant, and you might find yourself having to choose between loyalty and self-preservation. For Taylor Swift, who values her friendships deeply, this has got to be a really difficult situation. She wants to support Blake, but she also has her own career and personal life to protect. The legal experts are saying this case could drag on for months, which means Taylor Swift might not be able to completely escape this drama anytime soon. Even if she doesn't end up testifying, her name is now connected to this story, and that's probably not something she's thrilled about. Meanwhile, Blake Lively is fighting for what she believes is right, and Justin Baldoni is defending his reputation and career. Everyone involved has a lot on the line here. So that's the latest on this developing story. Taylor Swift got pulled into the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal battle, but her team is working hard to minimize her involvement. It's a reminder that in Hollywood, even when you try to stay out of drama, drama has a way of finding you. What do you think about Taylor Swift potentially being forced to testify in this case? Should celebrities have to get involved in their friends' legal battles? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed to Famecast Daily for all the latest celebrity legal drama. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to Famecast Daily, and check out our other videos covering the biggest stories in entertainment. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow with more breaking news.